Bonjour. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there's been no sighting of where Jack and Lilly Sullivan are. But in my opinion, I believe that there are people that know. Is this a criminal investigation or is it not? I don't know. But we're going to talk about a lot of that and about the night that the neighbor heard, they say, Daniel Martel's car in the RCMP documents and a lot more. Stay tuned on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my cup, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
In the clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Bonjour, oui, oui. Hello, 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 everyone. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is January 18th, 2026. It is currently 9:36 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. It's as live as they come, girl. It's as live as they come. You got me live, honey. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me, Connie. Thank you so much for 7 months, girl. How are you doing? Good to see you, my dear. Love you all. Not as much as we love you, Miss Connie. Appreciate ya. Love that hoodie. Well, thank you. Thank you. I've had it for like 15 years, probably. A long time. It just gets a little tighter every year. Hoodie with a smoky eye. How you doing, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. How you know? How you know? Good to see you all. Thank you so much, Hey Plant Lady. Good to see you, and Connie, and Lisa, Crazy Buck, Wendy, Golden, Meredith. Hi, the epic sax is killing you. You like it? You don't like it? You love it? You hate it? Just a clapping seal. I love that name. Just a clapping seal. There's a lot of those on YouTube. Clap. Just kidding. I love that name. Hey Pam, good to see you. Larry, hello. Golden, Pug's hair, good to see you, darling. Sarah, Pam, Mama Dukes. Wait, can't get in that hoodie. Oh, you'd be surprised. Wait, you'd be surprised. Um, Butterfly Kisses, hello. Madagascar, hello. Susan, Baby Kisses, hello, darling. Lisa, Passion Flower, Connie, Leslie, good to see you, dear. Golden, um, Tina, hello. Joyous, bonjour. Au revoir. Good to see you, darling. Charlie, good to see you, honey. Tina, let's see. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Good to see everyone. How you guys doing? Tonight we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. And since then, there's been nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. But that doesn't mean we give up. And it doesn't mean that the RCMP doesn't know a lot more. And it doesn't mean just because the parents are quiet means we're going to be quiet, does it? Because they have constantly spoken about, well, Malaya, Jack and Lily's mother, has done just about everything except speak about her kids. And Daniel, the mother's boyfriend, he has lied his way 7 ways to Sunday, in my opinion. And we'll talk about that as well. It's going through some stuff and, looking at the documents. There is new unredacted, some new unredacted things about the parents' relationship that we went over the other day. We're going to talk a little bit about that again. Mr. Mathtel did an interview as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, People Magazine did a new piece on Jack and Lily, so that's really good. I'm really glad for that because a lot of people view People Magazine, right? And all of that. So, guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, do me a big old favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Also, share the live out. We have to be just as uh, keeping the pressure on as we did on day one. it's highly unlikely that Jack and Lily are alive. I would say it would be nothing more than a miracle, actually, if Jack and Lily are alive. However, it doesn't mean if someone, it doesn't mean we don't know where they're at, right? And just because someone uh, can throw off a crime for a minute doesn't mean you get to get away with it, right? Doesn't mean you get to get away with it. And we have to be there for Jack and Lily, just the same as I started talking about this on day one, 5 hours after Jack and Lily were called in and they said that they were missing. I've been on it ever since. And just like Summer, we're going to stay on it. Hey, Mama's the bomb. Thank you so much, my darling, for renewing that membership. Really, really do appreciate it, my darling. You are a legend, girl. Appreciate you very, very much, my dear. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Good to see you, my love. Thank you. Thank you, Amy Beth. You're very kind, my dear. You guys are the sweetest. Hello, Susan. Justin, where do you think they are? Well, that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. I believe, in my opinion, Jack and Lily are very close. Because you have to remember in the documents that the neighbors said that they heard the vehicle in the distance pretty much at all times. And thinking about that, okay, so let's say hypothetically, we have to use this as hypothetically because no one has been named a suspect or anything. But let's say hypothetically that someone leaves their house at 12:30. 12:30. Now, it is a lot of work to hide someone. It's a lot of work. And just because, people just think, well, you just put them in your car and put them somewhere. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. And it takes a lot of time. Not only is someone going to have to move them from point A to point B, but you're also panicked while this is happening, right? You're thinking quick. Your mind is going 1,000 miles per hour. And we know that the neighbor says they make a right, go down where past the train tracks, and then it's there for a couple minutes, a few minutes ish, and then they turn back around and go toward I can't think of the place right now. It goes back to Larrig. Is that right? Larrig. With the whole family behind you, you can. Well, yeah, it's still not that easy. It's still not that easy. And that being said, you're wanting to make sure nobody is around you, and you got to find the spot, right? Yes, Cindy, exactly. And you got to find that spot, right? So there's that. Oh, hey, Slenderella, good to see you, darling. Thank you so much. Appreciate you
I'm a
very.
legend.
I can smell a legend. Thank you so much, my darling. Really, wrong one, wrong one. But that'll work. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you very much. Thank you for you, Justin. Loved seeing you and Baby Monkey Pearl a few days ago. She was so loved bouncing around and knocking off your glasses. She whooped my butt, Slenderella. And I'm going to be doing some more labs as well. Who's Baby Pearl? Baby Pearl is my spider monkey. She's my spider monkey. She's also my daughter. She's the only daughter I ever had. So, well, true, yes, a spot, and there's always someone watching. Well, yeah, just because you don't see anybody, right, doesn't mean someone's not watching, listening, or there's even electronics that's not watching or listening, right? And so, how far can a vehicle that was very loud, by the way, I want to tell you, it's very loud. How far could a car, a vehicle like that travel? Well, it depends on a lot of different factors, right? It depends, A, how loud it is, B, the weather, the temperature, the landscape itself. Um, I tell the story of when I was a kid. I grew up in the country, and my bus ride as a kid, which would now be illegal, was 3 bus transfers of the morning and 3 bus transfers of the evening. It was an hour and a half each way to get to school. Yeah. But we lived about 5 miles from the interstate. And sometimes, mostly of the morning, but sometimes like late at night as well, you could hear the 18 wheelers going by, right? And that was like 5 or 6 miles away, right? And so you can hear, and it was just like they were almost in your backyard. It was so loud. So I believe that Jack and Lily are very close, very close. Um, my girls have an hour bus trip. That's just crazy chaos. That's just crazy. We hear trains that are about that far too. Yeah. Now a train, if trains are long and loud, right? But it's going to be you're going to be able to hear something more than you realize. Um, definitely, definitely. And so let me see if I can find that document real quick and point to what we need. Other things that I want to bear with me one second. Other things I want to talk about is I wonder if I got this right here. hmm Okay, just bear with me one second, guys. If anybody has the that document on Jack and Lily, that would be great if they could send it to me. The one, um, I'm trying to think of her name. I'm so sorry. Made it was a fabulous document. I was trying to find it a little bit ago, but what what else are you going to have to do? What else are you going to have to do? Well, you're going to have to clean up after yourself, right? You're definitely going to have to clean up after yourself because you want as little bit of any sort of evidence left over, right? So you might use something like a spray bottle uh, to bleach the area down because what does it do? Bleach can kill DNA, it can kill smell, it'll kill anything, really, right? No, Daphne didn't make that one. It wasn't Daphne that made it. It was I don't remember who it was. I'm trying to remember. We I'm trying to remember. Yes. Yes, it does. Adele sure does. Absolutely does. So, we got to look at the time frame. If anyone has that, I would be grateful if you would send it to me. Um, I think it was American Justice. American Justice. Yeah, Melissa. Thank you. Yes. If anyone has that. I have it somewhere, but I've been looking for it forever and I just could not find it anywhere. Um, so we you when you think about the time, right? We've got one, we'll say 12:30, 12:30 to about 5:30, and we're talking about movement, right? We're talking about movement. That is from allegedly moving at 12:30 to having everything done by 5:30, right? 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. That's 5 hours. That's 5 hours. Remember Durwood said if Lily screamed, Janie's dog would bite her. Oh well, he said a lot of stuff. He said a lot of stuff. Ugh, did he ever? Nancy, the RV was searched later the same day she refused. Um, yeah, it was searched. What day was it? Belinda was there. Saturday? Uh, Connie, your guess is good as mine. There's something, the ones that pop up, they're so annoying. They're so annoying. Um, yeah, does anyone have that? If anyone has that, please email it to me. That would be freaking amazing. So we've got 5 hours maximum that the moment that something was moved. One second. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, I didn't know Long Crown did something about this. That's very interesting. As a mother, I love my children more than life itself and feel so brokenhearted not being able to hold my two children, Lily and Jack, kiss them, breathe in their scent, or tuck them in bed, dress them, wake up to their sweet smiling faces. The longing I have for them to come home back to me is greater feeling than I could ever imagine feeling or to put into words how I am feeling. There is not a single day, minute, or second that goes by that I am not thinking about my children. I walk into a store and all I see is things they love that I want to get for them when they come home. The candy they like, the clothes that they wear, the toys that they love, all I see is them. And that's something Malaya wrote. And whenever, sorry, someone just sent me that and I was reading it. Whenever like you lose someone, it's very hard to like go to the grocery store or something because if you bought stuff for them all the time or picked up stuff for them, it reminds you, right? It reminds you. And why don't you just go ahead and buy it, Malia, if you thought they were coming home, right? Why don't you just go ahead and buy it? Or do you not know? Or do you know? That's the question, right? Which one is it? Because you don't seem to um really care anymore. You never cared then. Oh, I don't either. Horse gone wild. I don't either. But she said she would have, she wants to buy it for him. Go ahead and buy it for him, honey. Sorry, but those words appear shallow to me. She chose not to protect them. Those words sound like an advisor of her lawyer choreographed. Yep, 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. Um, okay. So going back to those the time frame, we've got 5 hours. Now remember, it would be a lot of work. Now we've talked about how most people are found. We think about this as someone digging to hide whatever they want to hide, if you get my drift. But most of the time, people are found above. They're just simply dropped. Now, people that um, are like friends, family, someone that someone cared about, they are more likely to be buried, right? I've always thought that Jack and Lily are close to water, are very close to water. Or they could even be in a culvert, in my opinion. There is too much discussion about water in the beginning. There's way too much, right? Um, I was up to my waist. I was up to this. I was up to that. I checked in every culvert, every river, every stream. I could have broke my neck. Nobody thanked me. Those kind of things. So I always feel like wherever Jack and Lily are, they are close to water, right? And people will automatically think that the further you go, the better chance they are likely not to find them. And that is actually not true because the further you go out, the more likely you are to be seen. Now, even though it's a rural area, still there are cameras, right? There are still cameras everywhere. Daniel spoke after about culverts right after they went missing. I believe a culvert is highly possible. Yes. His first interview, actually, Summer Breeze, he spoke about a culvert. First one. Thank you so much for sending me that. I appreciate you so much. Well, no, that wasn't the one, but the one I'm looking for is let me see if they've got it on here. Do they have the Brad Wong ones on here? Let's see here. Let us see. Let me pull this up, guys. And used his cell phone light to look at the culverts. Yes, yes, yes. I don't take my phone anywhere. But the culverts, right? Okay. Let me see here if they've got anything like this. Crime timelines is always an amazing place to go. Yeah, it's got so many different things. Almost all the sources, but I was looking for the one that she did. Let's see her records access. Let me see this. Okay. Will I be able to search on this? Let me see here. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah, I can search on this one maybe. Okay. All right. I need to get the one that's back here a little bit more. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second so I can make sure I've got it right here. Okay. Oh, I've not seen this. Have y'all seen this? Hold on. Bear with me. Okay. This is I have been a peace officer of regular member of the RCMP for 19 years. I am presently stationed at the Stellaron Detachment in Pictou County in the province of Nova Scotia and have been so employed since August 2023. I have completed investigations in offenses under the Criminal Code, Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, CDSA. I have attended several courses of workshop for a number of years. Okay. Jack and Lilly Sullivan were reported missing from their residence in Lansdowne, Pictou, Nova Scotia on May 2nd, 2025. I was personally involved in the investigation by coordinating between officers at the scene, providing updates for the RCMP management and communications personnel for the tips received for the public. Despite extensive efforts for the police and volunteer searches, Jack and Lilly Sullivan have not been found. Here it is. Let me see here. Despite the items listed on the report to the justice dated May 26, 2025 were seized either by plain view doctrine or by consent from the residence of Daniel Martell. I have not either. Hit me, baby, one more time. The docs under not redacted of the box after miss. Yep. Yep. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Just give me 1 second.
Daniel! 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 RCMP, open up. RCMP, open up.
1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So this says the following. I've not seen this part. Okay. View doctrine or by consent from the residents of Daniel Martell, where Jack and Lilly Sullivan were reported missing from the wooded area surrounding the residence that was searched by police and volunteer ground search and rescue. The investigation has garnered a lot of media attention and scrutiny, and I believe that if the information listed in the report of justice signed May 26, 2025 were published by the media, it would compromise the nature of the application of okay. Let's see here. This is hold on. Okay. Corporal Robert Short of Pictou County District RCMP, Stellaron. What did they get there? Just give me. I've not seen this. Just trying to find something here. This report is required when things are seized under the authority of the federal legislation, whether or not charges are laid or proceedings are commenced. The report is not required to document the arrest of a person, but is required in relation to any things seized. It doesn't have anything checked, though. Okay, if a peace officer seized without a warrant, things permitting. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a screenshot of this where it doesn't have any identifying things. And I'm going to show you what they took. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Yeah, I've not seen this part of the... Okay, and this is May 2nd to May 7th. In addition, space is required attached to schedule to the report. Okay. They took a piece of a blanket seized from the wooded area in Lansdowne. Stellaron Detachment. Blanket seized from garbage bin at Daniel Martell's residence as above. Indent impression castings taken from a wooded area in Lansdowne. Pork Hawkesbury Detachment. Scat, unknown if human or animal taken in a wooded area. I think that was later to be shown to be an animal, by the way. 2 children's toothbrushes taken from Daniel Martell's residence. Oh, wow. They took 2 things. They took the kid's toothbrush, right? Didn't Daniel say that they were absolutely not on the property? Yeah, I don't think they were on the property. They did take the print castings, yes. And Sock and a piece of purple fabric taken from wooded area in Lansdowne, as above. Interesting. Okay. 1 second here. I am making an application for detention of these things set out above of the exhibit report pursuant to section 409 1B of the Criminal Code or pursuant to section 2E and F of the summary proceedings. I advise that these things are required for the purposes of an investigation, is what it says. Yeah, an investigation. It sure is. Okay. 1 second, guys. Yeah, and we got to remember a lot of this they sealed. They sealed it all. A lot of this stuff that we'll not see until, in my opinion, there are arrests, which I think is important, right? I think that's pretty important if you ask me. Okay, 1 second here. Okay. I relied upon the following computer system for information relevant to the investigation. Millie is standing on a. I'm sorry. I'm going through this. It doesn't make sense to me how she says Janie says, when I came out of the building, Malaya was standing on a rock pile with her daughter. Like it doesn't even, standing on a rock pile. And I think something is very, very important as well. In this document, Janie says something that it's just interesting to me because she says that Janie was concerned about the timeline. It says Janie was concerned about the timeline because there was no way the kids could have gotten out without her knowing it. Right? Let me see if I can find that. It says Janie was concerned about the timeline. Let me see here. On May 16th, I presented an application for a records access order for the cell phones records of Malaya Brooks, Murray, and Daniel Martell. The authorization was granted by the Justice of the Peace. They didn't take her cell phone until May 16th, which she had already deleted her phone app. That's interesting as well. Okay, here it is. Malaya reported them as okay. I swear it was just right here, guys. Okay, it says Janie provided two statements on May 2nd That was Friday, and May 5th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Or Sunday. Second, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday. Janie said Lily and Jack are her step grandchildren. She lives in the camper on the same property as the residents. Where Jack and Lily were missing, she said she saw them all week. Regarding Friday, she said the following: on Friday morning, she got up at 6 a.m. and had tea and cigarettes. Around 7 a.m., she went back and tended to her chickens and let her dog out. She went back inside and played a game on her phone. She got a call from her brother, Ron, at 8:48. That's an hour and 48 minutes later. What's something that's interesting to me there is Janie, she gets up at 6 o'clock, right? She's up for almost 2 hours, right? She's up for almost 2 hours. But suddenly, like when the kids get ready to vanish, everybody's asleep as well. She got a call from her brother Ron at 8:48, and they talked about going to town. Out of all those days, why that day did she not go? After she was done talking to him, she went back to bed and must have dozed off scrolling on Facebook. Question here. Yes, Joyce. Hey, question, Joyce. Um, didn't I can't remember. I know it's in the document somewhere, but didn't Malaya call her mother around 8 o'clock that morning as well? Didn't she call around 8 o'clock that morning as well? Trying to remember. Yes. M called her mom at 8:30. Okay, thank you. That's what I was thinking. So she's calling Malaya's calling her mom at 8:30. Okay. And Janie is getting a call from her brother Ron at around this time as well. There's a lot of bullshit around 6 o'clock that morning, and then at 8 something that morning, and then at 10 something that morning, right? 8 and 8:30. Yes. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure we were right with that. So she got a call from her brother Ron at 8:48, and then after that, she was done talking to him. She went back to bed and must have dozed off after scrolling on Facebook. She originally said she might have learned the kids were gone at 8:48 a.m. Now, isn't that interesting? She might have realized that the kids were gone the time Ron called. Really? She said she might have realized that the kids were gone missing at 8:48 that morning when her brother Ron called. Does anybody hear that? Here, I'll take a screenshot of that. Because we don't got any names in there. Now look at this. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Now, I want to show you guys something. She got a call from her brother Ron, and it says 8:48. or sorry, she called. Hold on, what does it say? Up above it, it says she got a call from her brother Ron at 8:48 a.m. and then they talked about going to town. Okay. And after she was done talking to him, she went back to bed and must have dozed off after scrolling on Facebook. She originally said she might have learned the children were gone around 8:48 a.m. Okay, let's talk about that. It's more than suspicious, in my opinion, Robin. It's more than suspicious because you originally said 8:48. Now, there's a big difference in 8:48 and 10 o'clock. Big ol' ass difference. Big ol' difference. And she says she might have learned at the same time as when her uncle or her brother Ron called. Okay. Right. And then she says after that, she laid down. Pretty convenient if you're wanting to, I don't know, buy time to make it to closer to 10 o'clock, right? Oh, it does. It certainly does. Her phone does show 8:48. It certainly does. Absolutely. Right. Malaya's calling her mom at around this time. Ron's calling Janie around this time. Right? All of this is going on. Something's wrong in the hood, y'all. Something's wrong in the hood. Right? She would after she was done talking, she went back to bed and must have dozed off. Well, the must there that she used, she's telling a lie, in my opinion. You either did doze off or you didn't. Must, right? That's a lie, in my opinion. I must have dozed off after scrolling on Facebook. Well, if you originally thought they went missing around 8:48, why would you then go doze off? Why would you then go doze off after that? She originally said she might have learned the children were gone around 8:48 before she talked to Ron. Before you talked to Ron? Before. But you talked to him at 8:48. So how would you know they were missing before 8:48? How would you know? Because you hadn't talked to Daniel, you hadn't talked to Malaya. The kids would have not been outside by then. So, inquiring minds would love for you to answer those, Janie. Mm? The time Jack and Lily went missing was way earlier than they reported. Hell yeah, that was way earlier than they reported. They were out of there, in my opinion. They were out of that house by 1 a.m., in my opinion. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure Ron would have uh, come right over if she said the kids were missing. Of course. Of course. Right? Or if she just needed some, comfort or someone to talk to. What do you mean, Brandy? If she had already fed the chickens before the kids went missing, how did she think Daniel was feeding the chickens and the kids outside? Then that means she heard them to even. Then that means she heard them to even say that. Yeah, she said I don't think she said feeding the chickens, but I think she said they might have gotten, in the chicken coop or something like that. There was a rooster 73 days later. Really? Someone had to have seen or heard something, in my opinion. Something still happened Thursday night. Hell yes. Justin, I don't believe she had chickens at all. There was one rooster during her interview. But there was more than one chicken, though, at that time during the interview. They just focused on one because it went cluck, cluck. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, God, I was muted. Okay. So here it says the following. So she might have learned the children were gone around 8:48 a.m. before she talked to Ron, but later clarified the timeline in her second statement. Again, like, you cannot get that confused. I'm sorry. There's a difference in knowing children are gone before 8:48 and then right before 10 o'clock. Big difference. Big difference. Oh my God, Joyous 6th month. Thank you so much. Ron called around 6 a.m. and Janie already knew the kids were missing. Bingo. That might be why she said maybe before Ron called. Does that make sense? Absa-freaking-frackin' mother chicken lootly. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because I think Janie and Daniel and Malaya and Tucka were very tired because I don't think any of them slept that night. Right? If there's cars pulling in and out of the driveway, right, Tucka is going to be barking. Let's be real. Tucka is going to be yapping. Yep, like that. Tucka. Tucka. No sleeping all that night. Exactly. Thank you so much, Miss Joyous, for 6 months, girl. Appreciate you. Don't forget Justin in that mix. I don't know. I don't know about Justin. I don't know. It's very interesting, though. I will say that, right? Her dog started barking. That woke her up. That's the next line. Her dog started barking, and that woke her up. She heard Lilly and Jack in the backyard playing on the swings and laughing. They are always, anytime Malaya talks about when they heard Jack and Lilly, or Daniel says he heard Jack and Lilly, or Janie says they heard Jack and Lilly, it's always they were playing and laughing, just having a good old time, right? Right. They weren't sick, right? I mean, kept them home from school. They basically hadn't went to school all freaking week, except maybe 1 or 2 days. But that's not what I'm talking about here. She got a call from her brother. Okay, sorry, I read that one. Sorry. Her dog started barking, and that woke her up. She heard Lily and Jack in the backyard playing on the swings and laughing, then dozed off again. Well, listen, you're not going to doze back off, Miss Junkyard Janie. Okay, you're not going to, because that dog Tucker's going to keep barking. Janie, Tucker is going to keep barking. If those kids are back there playing and laughing, Tucker's not going to shut up. You're not going to sleep, honey. If you really wanted to sleep, go back to sleep, right? You would have said, guys, go back inside. Tucker won't shut up. I'm trying to rest. Right? The news reporters says this dog barks at everything. Every person there says this dog won't shut up. Kind of like its mother. Kind of like its mother. Right? So if, for instance, Jack and Lily went outside and Tucka started barking, well, Jack and Lily aren't going to be quiet. They're not going to stop barking. Right? They're not going to stop barking. So how are you going to go back to sleep with that, living there like that? Then she dozed off again. She woke up again when she heard Daniel yelling for Jack and Lily. Well, if Daniel was yelling for Jack and Lily, would Tucka not bark again? Would Tucka not bark again? If Daniel was out there, Jack, Lily, would Tucka not bark again? Of course Tucker's going to bark. Right? He's going to bark. He's protecting his camper. Right? It's just amazing how she just goes to sleep at these, very important times. Right? I listened to Janie's initial statement taken by, I can't see, Rongan, on May 2nd, 2025, and read his report dated the same day. I also listened to Janie's second statement by McIntyre and Corporal Brown on May 5th. Okay. She woke up again and heard Daniel yelling for Jack and Lily. She didn't think anything of it because Jack and Lily like to look at bugs and get into things. When he's doing that, like to look at bugs and get into things when he's doing that. So she thought Daniel might have been yelling at Jack for that reason. Notice how they put that name on, how she puts that name, that Daniel might have been yelling at Jack. Daniel might have been yelling at Jack. Daniel might have been yelling at Jack. Now, Janie is, in my opinion, going to protect her people, but she's doesn't know the ins and outs of what, in my opinion, Daniel and Malaya would know. So who does Daniel appear to get emotional with when he talks about in his interviews? It's Jack. It's Jack, right? When he starts talking about Jack. Malaya said that Daniel picked on Jack more. Daniel picked on Jack more, right? As well. Interesting. And then we have, of course, Malaya telling her family and others that she wakes up around midnight and Mr. Mattel is in the bathroom doing the crystal. And I'm not talking about a woman named Crystal. Okay. Not talking about that. Okay. So she thought Daniel might have been yelling for that reason. So it's not an uncommon thing to hear Daniel yelling, is what she's saying right there. Right? So it's not an uncommon thing to hear Daniel yelling at the kids. That's what she's saying, because she didn't think anything of it. Right? It was just another ordinary day. Daniel's used to yelling at the kids. Right? Losing his shit at the kids. Right? Screaming at a 4 and a 6-year-old, this 30-some-year-old embodiment of a man. Absolutely joyous. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, come on, hit that thumbs up button. Mods, how many thumbs ups do we got between the two chats? Please hit that thumbs up button, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Internal injuries can take a long time to surface. Absolutely. Absolutely. Share the live out as well. Okay. So just an ordinary day. When she came outside after waking up again for that reason, when she came outside again after waking up again, hold on. Sorry, I just messed 2 lines up. When she came outside after waking up again, she saw Malaya standing on a pile of rocks, holding Meadow. So, how many times does Janie nod off in 2 from 8:48 until, hold on a second. I just thought of something. So 8:48 a.m. she says, I might have learned before my brother called me. But then she says, I'm clarifying. And then, several days later, after she can, talk to Daniel, right? The 5th. But the 2nd, she says she might have learned that Jack and Lily went missing before then. And then she says she talks to her brother Ron at 8:48. And then, so she went to sleep after she talked to him. And how long was that conversation that morning? The 8:48 phone call. How long was that conversation? The rock pile looks like something a kid built. Yeah. How long was that call? Who remembers? Oh, damn. I think my chat froze again. Don't know. Okay. So she went to sleep after 8 o'clock. No, after 8:48. Yeah. It wasn't very long. It wasn't very long. Hi, Ron. Yes. Yes. It just says to Janie. It just says to Janie. Do you want to go to the Dollarama with us and get you smokes like you do every week? No, Ron, I'm just gonna stay in bed. I'm gonna stay in bed. I've slept all night and just gonna stay in bed. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm just gonna stay in bed. I might doze off, play some Timu, right? Daniel smokes crack and we don't care. Daniel smokes crack and we don't care. You know, isn't that the song? How it goes? That seems more. I mean, there's going to be a conversation longer than that, right? There's going to be a conversation longer than that. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Where was it at? So the next thing, and it's something that's always bothered me about this, is she hears Daniel yelling at the kids, and then she just dozes off again. And then the next thing she knows, she's outside watching Malaya stand on a pile of rocks holding a child. Malaya standing on a pile of rocks holding Meadow. Malaya said Jack and Lily were missing for about Redacted, and she had called 911. Well, there's a problem. There's a problem. Number one, Daniel or Malaya should have checked Janie's place, banging on the door. Right? Number two, Malaya should have been doing something, not just balancing on a pile of rocks. Number three, Daniel says in one of the stories that he tells, Malay asks, should I call 911? Daniel says, hang on for a minute. Let me go up here to where the rocks are. Or they're not the rocks, but the little forts. And he says he comes back down. And she's on the phone with 911. Well, she couldn't have called 911 right there because she wouldn't have had service. She wouldn't have had service. Right? Jan, thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you so very, very, very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for your super sticker, Jan. Really do appreciate you. This is Janie playing the saxophone. Come on, Ron. Not very good at it. Thank you so much, Jan. Appreciate you very much. Very kind of you. If Malaya is in the hospital, this might be the start of her insanity case. probably. Adele, a few days now, apparently. What's a few days now? Didn't Haley, if on DV of the, I don't know what that means, Beverly. I'm sorry, baby. Okay. Thank you for that, Sassy. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is from Janie's own phone. But I believe there's something up here that we didn't get to see. All right, so this is at 8:48 a.m., 2 minutes and 59 seconds, right? Okay, that's 8:48, and then it's 10:19 a.m., 1 minute and 2 seconds. When, why does Ron call at 10:19 a.m.? Why does Ron call at 10:19 a.m.? How does he get the message that Jack and Lily are missing? Take a look at that again. How does he get the message that Jack and Lily are missing? I'll wait. Because Daniel is right. He goes inside, he sets his phone down, right? Because, why take your phone whenever you're getting in a vehicle and driving around, whether there's cell phone service or not, but there is cell phone service in parts of areas. So couldn't have been him. He didn't have time. Remember, he was looking through, what are they? Drains, culverts, forest, rivers, streams, to grandmother's house we go kind of stuff, right? That's what I'm asking, Adele. How does Ron know? Janie didn't take her phone either, right? Janie didn't take her phone either, conveniently, right? Malaya was on the phone with 911, and she's just standing in the yard looking like a yard ornament on top of standing on rocks. I have another lab scheduled 3 minutes ago. I'll have to do that one tomorrow. I am getting too old to do 3 labs a day. Oh my God. In my elderly age. Like a garden gnome, yes. No, but serious question. Serious question. How does Mr. Ron, and I know Ron's watching. Ron, you're more than welcome to chime in, because if it's a reasonable answer, we would love to know. Clear it up, right? Papa, can you hear me? Okay, there we go. Justin, I heard that Ron heard about it when he was in town. He can't remember where. I can't remember where I heard it from. Well, but that's the thing, Joyous. He, in the documents, it says that he doesn't go to town after after he learns that Jack and Lily are missing, he comes over, right? And then he goes to town. He takes his mother to town or something like that. So, yeah, that's the question. Okay. Where was I? Malaya said Jack and Lily were missing for about 10 minutes, and she said the call, and she had called 911. Janie got on her coat and her boots and walked around looking for them. Daniel was searching for them. Her brother called around 10:19 after all that happened. Okay. What time does the police show up? What time does the police show up? Malaya called her mother, who came to the house. But Malaya called her mother earlier, and then she called her a little bit later, I think. Malaya talked to her and told her, I told you that they have autism. Family members started to show up. No, Malaya told her mom, I told you they had autism. That's the first thing Janie said happened whenever Malaya saw her mother. But remember, she's getting her lies mixed up. Family members started to show up. One of her brothers went to get the ATV and they continued searching. Janie said for the rest of Friday, she searched for the kids with her family members. Janie provided some background information. Janie was concerned. Here it is. Janie was concerned about the timeline because there was no way the kids could have walked from the yard up to the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without her seeing them. Up the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without her seeing them. I still don't understand that. Am I not getting that? Where Daniel, where the kids could have walked from the yard up to the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without her seeing them. Janie said when the kids were in the yard, she usually watched them the most. So, someone who watches the children the most when they're in the yard, right? The person who watches these children the most that morning doesn't check on them at all. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? So much for 20. It's always late. I've missed you all. Janie and the gang can't keep their story straight. I would think the RCMP would see this as a red flag. I think they do always late. I think we've gotten some little clues lately. Some little clues lately. ATV on hand. How you doing? Always late. Good to see you, baby. ATV on hand. Hunting blinds throughout the woods with fuel storage. Walkie-talkies loud clear. Oh, he knows the woods. He knows the woods. You are appearing, Dominic. You are appearing, my friend. It's the first time I've seen you in here, but yes, you are appearing, my friend. Okay. So, now this is my question. Hold on. Audio call, 1 minute and 2 seconds, 10:19. Right? That's 10:19, 1 minute, 2 seconds. May 2nd, 10:30. So she talked to him at 10:19. How could you have you must have been limping around through all that real quick, Janie, for you to search that whole area and talk to Daniel and say, "Mom, are you coming with me?" "No, I'm going to stay around here and search this area." You had to have limped, hobbled yourself all around there really quick. I bet you I have not seen you move like that since you were in the back seat of a car in 1967. Bet you, girl. You would have had to because the police were there right after that. Right. Because look what it says. 8:48, 2 minute and 59-second call. 10:19 a.m. 1 minute, 2 seconds. Right? 1 minute and 2 seconds. 10:30, right? 9 minutes later. Right? Oh, and then we have a call here. 1 minute and 13 seconds, 10:35 a.m. 3 calls, talked 2 times in, 14 minutes or so? She was calling, or he called Janie at 6:18. She was on the phone. Oh, there's more. Yeah. Yep. There's more to it. There is. Lita, how you doing, girl? Good to see ya. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Almost 2 years on this channel. Love you, Justin, Mods, and Pearls. You've been with me forever, girl. Love you. Appreciate you so much. You are
a legend.
You are amazing, darling. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really, really do appreciate you and can't do it without you. Thank you so much. How come when the kids got out other times out the side door, one outside playing Daniel didn't run around with his head cut off? How come when the kids got out other times out of the side door, one outside playing, Daniel didn't run out with, yeah, yeah. Because none of this really happened that morning. None of this happened that morning. It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Yep, I have Cindy's. I have Cindy's as well. Yes. And what I showed this that day. I was the one that broke this actually. Cindy, the first call. This was May 2nd at 11:33. May 2nd at 12:01 p.m. The first time, which I've got text messages. Mine's a little bit different than this, but I've got text messages The first time they talked was 11:33. No, this is the same one. Park on the side of the road. 12:01. I'm on the way. At 12:01, she still wasn't there. Cindy still wasn't there at 12:01. So why is Daniel saying, well, Cindy made it there in record timing, minutes after the RCMP was there? Because he needs to throw someone under the bus. Bullshit. Bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Bullshit. Cindy, being the grandma, must know too, because we never hear her searching or begging for her babes. They know that they're no longer here, in my opinion, and they know what happened. Right. 12:24. Send an Amber Alert, which tells me she wasn't even there at 12. At 12:24, send an Amber Alert. Tell the police to send out an Amber Alert. Even at 12:30, she wasn't there. Right. Which is very, very interesting. Hold on. God, I've got so many things pulled up here. Okay. One second. Daniel says, I only wish I could tell you the fine things surrounding Malaya and her family and the disappearance. Whoops. Shit. Sorry. Right, Daniel. I only wish I could tell you the fine details surrounding Malaya and her family and the disappearance. I'll let you know Malaya was set to stay with me and the baby to leave with my cousin. But 5 minutes, this basically says, but 5 minutes before this was supposed to happen, Malaya, mom was in the ambulance with her, and then, she just changed radically. Daniel, in my opinion, has wanted to blame Malaya's family from jump. That's why him and Nasty Wood has done everything that they can do in order to talk about hold on one second. If mom would have went with Ron, mom would have never hurt the kids. That's how I never harmed the kids, and neither did Malaya. I just found this. I just thought of something. Ron called mom the morning of the disappearance because he was going in town. But I thought they went every week together. If mom would have went with Ron, mom would have never heard the kids. Well, isn't that just a coinky dink? Isn't all of this just a coincidence, y'all? The morning that they keep the kids home, the second morning in a row that they keep the kids home, right? They go missing, right? And then Janie says, "No, I'm not going. I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed." But she still hears Jack and Lily, right? She still hears Jack and Lily through all of the sleeping and the dogs barking and Daniel screaming and not thinking nothing of it. She hears him. Mm. That's how you know I never harmed the kids, and neither did Malaya. 8:48, Ron called. Hmm. Yes, Cindy's stash was old and hidden. My opinion as well. What do you mean? What's wrong with pugs? Oh, pugs, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, God, I'm sorry. That's so tough. I'm very sorry, honey. Yeah. Janie was she was a very convenient witness, right? Of course, honey. Very convenient witness. How that happened. 1 second. It left with him on Friday. Someone put just like this narrative that Mr. Mathel was trying to go with. It's not a winter jacket. That's wrong. First of all, it's a dark navy spring jacket. Second of all, I don't know where it is. It left with him on Friday. Someone put it on him. No chairs were moved. That's a big accusation, Daniel, right? That's a big accusation. How do you know what left with Jack that morning, Daniel? Seriously, how do you know what left with Jack that morning? Like, what the hell? Yep. Yep. I know. I know. He said he found it later after we started asking him some questions on it. Right. Oh, thank you, Pugs, honey. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate that very, very much, my love. Thank you.
I can smell a legend. I can smell a legend.
Donation.
Make you smile. Thank you so much, honey. Hey, ZZ. Why would Jack be wearing a spring jacket when it was only about 50 out, probably colder? Hmm. How much have you missed so far? 2 hours. That's all. Mary. Mary, quite contrary. We're pulling you over. We're pulling you over. Mary Stevens to the office, please. Mary Stevens to the office. We need a late slip for Marie Stevens. Thank you so much, darling. Good to see you. Quite contrary, my coworker calls me that. Love it. Oh, really? So here he says here, it's not a winter jacket. That's wrong. First of all, it's a dark navy spring jacket. Second of all, I don't know where it is. It left with him on Friday. Someone put it on him. No chairs were moved. So he never put the jacket on himself. I don't know who put it on him. Time will tell. The coat rack is too high for him to reach it on his own. So Daniel makes it very clear here. It's a spring jacket. He don't know where it is. It left with Jack on Friday. He says, I don't know where it is, but I do know it left with Jack. Did you catch Dirtwood interview yesterday? It's a wacko. Yes. Oh, shit, I was going to cover that today as well. Damn, we'll have to cover that tomorrow. I've got it all. I was over there, actually, recording. Is he insisting the kids got nappered? Napper got them ready. He has insinuated to DT that Malaya's mom or someone came in the house while Malaya and Daniel was in the bedroom. Yes. Why can't Daniel type or say Jack's name? Yeah, that's the one that seems to really bother him, doesn't it? It's the one that really bothers him. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Let's see here. I don't know who put it on him. But this is the thing. Daniel gives it away himself. How does he know someone put a jacket on him? And how does he know it left with him? I don't know who put it on him. You don't even know if he's wearing it, but you're saying you know he's wearing it. Time will tell. The coat rack is too high for him to reach on its own. The way Janie talks about Jack is a dead giveaway of how Daniel doesn't say his name. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Abso-stinkin-lutely. They hear the kids doze. A stranger comes in, puts a jacket on Jack, never waking them or Janie or Tucka the barker. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely, Minnie. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Think about that. They hear the kids, right? Daniel says he sees Lily a couple times. Malaya hears Jack and Lily, right? They're waking up in and out. They hear the kids, then they doze off. And then in this thing, Daniel's saying a stranger or Malaya's mother comes and puts a jacket on Jack, right? And they never wake, this stranger and the kids never wake up Malaya, Daniel, Tucka, or Janie, the Barker. If anyone believes that, please see your psych doctor, in my opinion, allegedly, and have them up it. Okay. Have them up it. Did the Napa wake up because they would have heard the Napa car pull up? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. It's the 3 adults and a dog and some chickens. So DM would have needed help disposing of. Yeah, he hadn't. I think he could have, in my opinion. But I do think there was someone that helped to an extent. Yeah, I plead the fifth. It's obviously good to see, by the way. I haven't seen you in a while. It's just finding them. Did Kay find the property cleanup? Did Kay? I don't know. Let me show you this new thing. Bear with me. Damn. So this is the new thing here from Nova Scotia. Have you guys listened to the 8-year-old Indigenous girl out that was found, I think, out of Arizona? I think Amy Beth. They found her, but now they're doing an investigation. Something's not right. I don't think something's right on that. We'll have to see. Credit goes to the Global News.
The unsealed court documents in Lilly and Jack Sullivan's missing persons case are raising questions about the relationship between the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and stepfather Daniel Martel. Filed to support search warrant applications for the case, the documents lay out Brooks Murray's and Martel's responses to investigators' questions. When asked if Martel was ever physically abusive in their relationship, Brooks Murray said he would, quote, try to block her, hold her down, and once pushed her. She said he would also take her phone from her when she tried to call her mom, which would sometimes be physical and hurt. Brooks Murray declined Global News' request for comment. Have you ever tried to block Malaya, hold her down, or push her?
No, all those allegations are false. And as I said, it was just to paint me in a bad light. That's basically why there's all of those allegations of abuse came out. I never physically abused Malaya.
It's amazing how mother chicken can just lie like a deviant. Yes, he is. I'll be honest. My heart goes out with anybody that has any sort of DV or anything like that. That's one thing that I have just never been through. And I don't think anybody knows how you're going to handle it until you're in it. You know what I mean? Because for me, when that SOB went to sleep, I would be getting my pillow sack, and I would be getting some nice canned goods. And I would, in my opinion, I would put those cans in that pillow sack. That's what I would be doing. But you know, but before that, I would do that. I would been up that policy, baby. Sign at the dotted line. Okay. But then you have people like Daniel. You know, he wishes that was the different kind of powder in his hair. Not the snow. The other kind of snow.
Martel says he approved of these redactions being lifted, adding not much has changed when it comes to his public reputation.
I've been, trying to keep the public up to date as much as possible. My image hasn't changed at all.
Did he? So what do they just chop that up there? Is that what they do? Is that what they do? Look at how the nice driveway is now. Isn't that so much nicer than it used to be? They put new gravel there. You can tell that they did. Can't you? I would love to burn some birch. It smells so good. To be honest, it's hard when they don't acknowledge their behaviors. You can't change if they don't acknowledge it. Absolutely. His hair's gray as Tucker's bone. I literally thought you said something else. His hair's gray and Tucker's balls. Like what? I need to go to bed.
There's always Daniel's evil, Daniel's a monster, and with that painted narrative, the public automatically will just jump to the belief of guilt.
He says he provided his DNA to run forensics on Lily's blanket, which was found in the woods by family members on May 2nd.
They didn't.
Now, he provided DNA, he says, on the blankets, right? They have Jack and Lily's toothbrush, right? But he says that he saw them check the box that he's cleared.
I need a warrant to have my DNA, so I was willing to do it. I watched them sign on the consent form, no criminal involvement in the case of Lilly and Jack. So it was nice to see that, that box checked for no criminal involvement. I signed my name on the consent sheet.
The disappearance of the Sullivan siblings is still being...
Okay. If there was no criminal involvement, now guys, just tell me this. Why would they check a box that you are cleared before they done the testing? Why would they do that? Seriously, why would they check the box before they've even done the testing? He's ridiculous. Is Magdalena in here? Let me see where I didn't see her. Where's Magdalena? I don't see her. Oh, there she is. He stutters and he repeats words twice when he lies. Yeah, so many of us went through DV situations being with narcissists, so we can recognize the signs right away. Bam. How you doing, Magdalena? That's right. That's right. He's Daniel. The thing about it is in real life, Daniel thinks he's fucking clever. He does. Like he thinks he is the most like I wish I had his self-esteem. Like I really do.
Treated as a missing persons investigation, despite the involvement of major crimes.
But when they do have a suspect and they dive into investigating that suspect or group of individuals, then it will pivot to a criminal investigation at that point.
Ella MacDonald, Global News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Papa, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Okay. He likes the word pivot. It's jokes. Yeah. Exactly. He's really super insecure. He really is, actually. But it's very weird. I think the only thing that makes him, in my opinion, that gives him that Superman feel is the meth. I really do. I think that's the only way he gets any type of euphoria anymore, or that's what gives him that confidence. Justin, he said it right there. A group of individuals, Malaya, Daniel, and Janie with a hoarse voice. Oh, what? He said it right there. A group of individuals, Malaya, Daniel, and Janie with a hoarse voice. Smoking the chitsanitsa. He keep him sober till he tells the truth. That'd be one way you could do it. That would be one way. All right, guys. Daniel thinks he's ticked innocent. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, guys. I ate KFC today, and I am never eating fast food again. I am never eating fast food again. That stuff raised my blood pressure. My head feels like it's coming off right now. And I have taken a blood pressure pill, and it still feels like it's coming off. I cannot eat the salt anymore. I'm elderly. No, it's not my stomach, it's my blood pressure. That's what happens when you get elderly. Not used to it. But I'm gonna try to get my blood pressure down and record a video. It's 11:20. Oh, Alicia, how you doing, girl? Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you renewing your membership.
I can smell a legend. I can.
Thank you so much, my darling. Janie thanks you too.
You aren't old enough to buy cigarettes.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for 10 months, girl.
Thank you for your donation.
It's like a Timu SpongeBob. It's like a Timu SpongeBob. Thank you so much, my darling. It worked. 10 months. Whoop whoop. Thank you, lovies. Appreciate you. You're amazing. Yeah, I might take some of my natural calm or whatever. Did you say gas food? Gas food? No. Kentucky Fried Chicken. There some level, and yeah, it's something, Debbie. It's weird. Mine was up at the doctor too. It happens. I guess when you're just not used to eating fast food, it's like it gets you, I guess. Thank you all so much for joining me. Much love. Really do appreciate you. Tomorrow we might go over some of Durwood's conversation. I have it all from beginning to end. Oh, let me see if I got it right here. Hold on. Not that, but something else. Because I have a question to the old dirt wood. One second. Damn, where'd it go? I have it somewhere. There was a message that I have for old Dirty Wood. And that might have been one of them. That might have been that one. Let me check one more thing quick. He searched for hours. Yeah, I think she talked. I think Daphne talked about that today. Mr. Dirty Wood said, "Did you know that Daniel confessed to Brad that he was driving all around that night, and who was he with?" We talked about that one. I think I know Brad a lot more than you. That wasn't the one though. I have another one. I'll find it tomorrow. Let you guys know. Love you too, Miss Kelly. Love you all. You guys are amazing. Get some rest. Hug the ones you love. You only get so many trips around the sun. I might go live later on my Justin for All channel. Make sure you're subbed over there. Might go live with Remy or something. We might lay in bed together and chill. So, you never know. All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys later. God bless. Justice for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Just because the mother is not doing anything and the mother's boyfriend is lied out his ass, but now recently being quiet, doesn't mean we're giving up at all.